you might have seen them screaming in the stands or camping out for hours in lines. But recently, K-pop fans have done much more than that. While some protested on the streets for Black Lives Matter, K-pop stans in the US flooded police surveillance apps and racist hashtags with videos of their favorite groups. They claim to have registered hundreds of tickets to President Trump's Tulsa rally and then didn't show up, leaving row after row empty. What is it about the world of K-pop behind the glowing skin, powerful dance moves, and catchy rhythm that's got its fans politically active?
My blackness and who I am as a person comes before any K-pop artist.
We're going to look at who the K-pop fans are in the US, how they got involved in politics, and whether or not the K-pop industry is doing enough for its supporters of color. So, who makes up the K-pop fandom in the US? It's important to know that they're neither composed of just the Asian diaspora community, nor just screaming girls with a lot of time on their hands. It's a lot more complicated than that. First, the fandoms are divided into the artists you support. So if you're a BTS fan, you are part of what's known as ARMY. If you're a Blackpink fan, then you're a Blink. And you can be part of multiple fandoms.
The K-pop fandom in the United States is quite diverse, and it includes many people of color, African American and Latinx. The fandom is also characterized by being very LGBT friendly.
This is Sereba Seji, a professor in East Asian languages and culture at Indiana University. She's lived in Korea for almost 16 years and understands K-pop and its expansion to the US.
Music fandoms tend to be younger, and so I would say probably the average age is in the 20s.
She says one reason K-pop attracts people of color is because they see it as a way to escape from mainstream white-centric media.
With K-pop, I feel like it was very familiar to like the Black 90s bands that I was like listening to.
It's often easy to ignore that these fans have multiple identities, because before they are fans, they're individuals with multiple interests and unique struggles.
They're thoughtful people who are concerned about this country and concerned about the world. They are open-minded, outward-looking, and really culturally curious. K-pop fans are also young people who are learning that their voice matters.
That's why in the wake of Black Lives Matter and the police killing of George Floyd, fans used the tools they had developed as K-pop fans to fight for a cause they saw as meaningful. It's important to note that these fandoms operate online, mostly through Twitter. And mobilizing online to boost idol ratings is nothing new in the world of K-pop.
We'll do giant streaming parties and get their faves to like the top of the Melon chart, or in the American sense, like the top of the Hot 100. So it wasn't really surprising to see that happen in the BLM sense, where fans could just like really easily trend a hashtag to #1.
People have learned how to avoid looking like a bot online and make that view count go up while still showing to YouTube that this is a real person behind that play click.
That explains why the Trump administration was completely oblivious to the fact that the rally was booked out by K-pop fans who don't actually live in the area. There's also a history of fans using their money towards social causes in the name of idols. It's a practice that goes back to the beginning of fandoms in South Korea. K-pop artists have long encouraged their fans to use their money for local causes, rather than buy luxurious gifts for artists who are already millionaires.
Fans would put their money together and they would donate rice to a facility for the elderly or for the homeless, or they would donate money to support an orphanage, things like that.
Fans have recognized that this is a great way to get positive press coverage for both the artists and the fandoms. In late 2018, BTS made an empowering speech at the UN General Assembly about self-love.
No matter who you are, where you're from, your skin color, your gender identity, just speak yourself.
So when BTS donated $1 million to Black Lives Matter, its fandom, ARMY, mobilized to match another $1 million in just 24 hours. And so it doesn't come as a surprise that most media coverage of K-pop fans has made them out to be a united front of politically motivated teenagers fighting for Black lives.
Flooding Twitter and Instagram with fan videos and memes in an attempt to drown out the racist posts and create a positive and uplifting conversation.
But fans of color like Amari and Ellie say that's far from the truth.
It's felt performative. There's never been a fight for Black lives. Like a year ago, a Black K-pop fan could say Black Lives Matter online and will probably get a ton of from like non-Black K-pop fans.
While BTS and ARMY's donations seemed positive at first, some Black fans say it was later used to silence their voices.
So anytime an idol does any type of cultural appropriation, Black fans will try to call it out, say, hey, this is offensive. And then a random person would come up and be like, well, they donated like $1 million to BLM.
Because it's like, hey, we donated, shut up now.
Ellie also says it was counterproductive to trend a racist hashtag with fan cams. These, by the way, are close-up videos of an artist's live performance uploaded by fans.
Seeing White Lives Matter trending was actually really triggering. Just the saying alone is an act of aggression towards Black Lives Matter.
In the end, fans of color and experts agreed that the K-pop fandom in the US is really just another reflection of American society. But what about the idols? Do they care about the issues that affect their audience? While BTS and a few other artists issued statements condemning racism, most idols and parent companies stayed radio silent in the wake of Black Lives Matter. Even prior to that, K-pop groups had repeatedly offended Black people. There have been accusations of cultural appropriation and blackface. The entertainment companies behind various K-pop artists often issue written apologies, but
it never goes past that. It's always like we're reflecting, we're learning, but are we truly learning about these cultures?
It's hard to ignore that these artists and companies come from a largely racially uniform society where they personally may not have experienced systemic racism. Yet racism is pervasive in Korea, particularly against migrant workers from developing Asian countries.
As a Black fan, we have to do emotional labor. We have to educate these idols in terms of trying to make sure an idol becomes a better person in terms of respecting cultures.
Like it or not, K-pop has built itself on Black culture. This is Seotaegi and Boys, one of the first boy bands in Korea. The industry continues to borrow music from Black producers and musicians who often don't get credit.
The music really owes so much to forms of music that were originated with African Americans in the United States, such as R&B and hip-hop. They can't bury their head in the sand and pretend that they're not part of this world, which includes systemic racism.
As a supporter of multiple K-pop groups, Ellie is calling on entertainment companies to provide its artists with cultural sensitivity training.
If you're trying to go global with your groups, you should really take the time to make sure that your education is global and understanding Black people. And I feel like these companies really don't do enough to respect Black fans and just Black creatives.
As the K-pop industry profits millions in a market attracting people of color, it's becoming harder to turn a blind eye to who its fans are as individuals.
My Blackness and who I am as a person comes before any K-pop artist, any K-pop company, any K-pop fandom.
K-pop has shown potential to be a positive political and social force, with its ability to transcend cultures, nationalities, and languages. K-pop stans have also demonstrated they are capable of producing fast, real-life results for causes they care about. Results that will also help boost the image of their favorite groups.
So what will be their next cause that they will champion? I don't know, but they know that they have power. They know that they have a voice. They know that they can make a difference.